This video will include spoilers regarding the Mega Evolutions of Pokemon Legends ZA and potential spoilers about the story in terms of screenshots. If you're not willing to look at that, please don't watch this video. But either way, let's get into it. So everyone, we're back after almost 2 weeks of being missing. Life really caught up. But today is the day Pokemon Legends ZA came out. And I know a lot of people are going to be pissed off the way I'm saying Z. I'm from England after all. But yeah, going to be talking about the Mega Evolutions, their designs, because again, I'm not going to be getting this game, but you know, I saw the price and I was like, the price ain't actually that bad for the game, but at the same time, it runs like piss on the Switch one, and I'm not getting the Switch 2. So yeah, either way, I don't know if I'll actually end up playing this game. I'll let you guys know how that goes. But either way, we're going to be looking at the selling points for these games, aka the Mega Evolutions, and basically just rank them from worst design to best design. And to be perfectly honest with you guys, a lot of these Mega Evolutions are, and I don't like using the word, but mid. That is all I can really say. A lot of them are quite questionable in design. Some of them are like pretty much awful, to be honest. And you man already know my opinions on Mega Dragonite. But either way, we're gonna be ranking them. We got 25 to go over, even though there's like 23 here. Raichu X and Y haven't been included yet because again they're DLC. So and I don't think this one also, well, no, this one has the Kalos starters. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about Raichu X and Y as well, and we're also gonna not be talking about the other leaks as well because we don't really have designs for those guys yet. But either way, if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel, join the kingdom. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And I want to thank everyone for the support, even though I was gone for 2 weeks. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's go from worst to best, starting now. So at number 25, in the only Pokemon, well, I was going to say the only Pokemon in our F rank, but that's cap. The one of two Pokemon in our F rank, and we got Mega Starmie, and to be honest, I think a lot of people are coping with this design. I don't really know. Some people saw the leaks and they're like, oh, Mega Starmie, and like we had like the pictures and people are like, is this actually going to be the real design? And yes, this is the real design. They really thought in the kitchen when they were making this Mega Evolution, they're like, let's just make it longer. And I'm like, is this Dynamax, bro? Did we have the same guys working on Sword and Shield designing our new Mega Evolutions? Because realistically, like, they really just thought to themselves, yeah, we're just gonna apply Dynamax to Starmie and just make it longer. And I'm like, I don't really care what the concept is. I know a lot of people are coping on social media saying, oh, it's based on like some Ultraman nonsense. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about the concept, bro. You can have a cool concept and a good design. This is not good design, guys. Like Mega Evolutions again, which I feel like a lot of the lower level Mega Evolutions are missing is like, well, at least like the really bad ones are kind of just missing the point of what Mega Evolution is supposed to be. Like, I don't really get what is supposed to be good design about this Starmie, to be honest. It is the same Mon with just longer legs. Like, I don't really get it. So we're gonna stop the cope with, you know, thinking this is a good design, because it's not a good design. And I'm not going to sit here and try and be convinced otherwise, to be perfectly honest with you. Like, this is definitely the worst design Mega in Legends ZA, unless the other new Megas that are coming to the table are somehow worse than this. But I don't think you can get worse than this, in my opinion. You can type in any Mega Starmie fan art on Google and it will be a lot better than what we officially got. So yeah, Mega Starmie at number 25, our first F tier Mega Evolution. At number 24, we got Mega Feraligatr, and to be honest, I know a lot of people love Mega Feraligatr. Well, not love, well, I said love Mega Feraligatr. They love base Feraligatr as a Pokemon, and you know, this design is pretty arse. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know what they're really thinking of this. Like, we could even look at Mega Feraligatr from Pokemon Insurgents. I'll put that on the side of the screen because what we got is not living up to even Insurgents Feraligatr, and I'm just like, Insurgents is a fan game from like 10 years ago. So yeah, it's crazy to think about that. This is the best that Game Freak could really come up with. Nothing really changed about this guy other than this ridiculous ass thing that is on its head and the extra pair of arms. Well, obviously the whole point of it is that it's supposed to look like a Totodile, but like, again, I'm just like, why does it need to look like this? Like, we really got wasted potential here. This is the definition of wasted potential. I'm putting it in F rank because it's not as bad as Mega Starmie, but I'm just like, this is just goofy as hell. And like, a lot of these other Mega Evolutions and these low ranks that I've placed for them, a lot of them are just goofy as hell, and not the good goofy. I like the good goofy, you know, when it's actually executed well. This is just the bad goofy. Like, Mega Feraligatr could have been something really cool, and we basically got Feraligatr with a hat. extra pair of arms and a very goofy sort of looking design. Now, I think it's also the textures that get me as well. This just looks fucking shit. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So yeah, Mega Feraligatr coming in at 24. I'm a bit disappointed. Oh, finally it wasn't Typhlosion, because the Typhlosion got Hisui form, and I know though, to be fair, it's Typhlosion. They would have fucking cooked with Typhlosion. I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. They would have cooked with that. But Feraligatr had to take one for the team. Definitely took one for the team, unfortunately. Coming in at number 23 in our first D rank Pokemon, we got Mega Pyro. And to be honest, this one is just I don't think the design is necessarily bad. Like, Pyro already had a interesting design, and I think the most important thing about Pyro was the gender difference between the male and the female Pyro. And unfortunately, Game Freak seems to have forgotten about what they even do nowadays in the big 2025. And yeah, so Mega Pyro has this design regardless of whether it's female or male, and I just think that's a very big missed opportunity. Again, if someone is if I'm wrong about that, let me know down below. But yeah, I'm ranking on the assumption that that is the case, because I have seen clips and I have seen, you know, female and male Pyro Mega evolving. So I'm just like, why would you get rid of the most unique thing about this Pokemon, at least the standout point about this Pokemon that has two distinct forms depending on its gender, and just mesh them together? I'm just like, how am I supposed to tell whether this is a male or female Pyro now? Like, legit, there's no way of me telling. Like, it looks more male orientated because, again, it kind of just has the body type of male Pyro, plus, you know, the Fire Blast kanji sort of thing that I had going on in the first place. So where's that distinction? Did Game Freak just forget about gender differences? Or did they just get lazy and be like, yeah, we're not trying to design something else for female Pyro? Well, it's basically getting 2 Mega Evolutions if we do that. So I think that's very lazy from Game Freak, and I don't think, you know, that really harmed the design from this Pokemon, seeing how its base concept, you know, is based on having 2 different distinct gender differences. So yeah, Mega Pyro is coming at number 23 in my opinion. Like, this is very disappointing. Coming at number 22, we got Mega Excadrill, and to be honest, I really wanted to like this guy. Still a D rank Pokemon, and obviously not as bad as the F rank guys, but a final D rank. And to be honest, I again, like I said, I really wish I liked this guy, but he just looks goofy as hell, man. I'm sorry, man. I think it's just the face. Like, it just looks hella awkward. The body is like, I don't know, they kind of just made him fatter for some reason. I'm just like, Excadrill was already like a, I don't want to say petite Pokemon. That word actually just makes me cringe every time I say it. But, you know, Excadrill was a tiny ass mon. And to be fair, it just looks a lot fatter here. And I don't know, I think it's really the face that really screws me up. Like, the drills are, I mean, I think it's overdoing, bro. Like, Excadrill's ODing right now, bro. It's overdoing it, man. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just, the face is just goofy as hell, man. I can't look at this for long and not be like, just not taking this design seriously. Like, it's actually just not that good, and I feel like we could have gotten a lot better for Mega Excadrill. I think the concept is fine. I just think yeah, the face is just really pissing me off. So yeah, Mega Excadrill is coming in at number 22. Coming in at number 21, we have Mega Greninja, our first C-rank Pokemon, and the Pokemon that's at the bottom of C-rank. Now, C-rank is going to be reserved for Pokemon where I'm just like, I don't think they're bad. Like, there's still some designs, like the lower C-ranks, there's still some designs I'm just like, yeah, these guys are just pretty mid. But a good chunk of these Mega Evolutions did end up being in the C-rank. So they're just like designs where I'm like, they could have done better, number 1, and number 2, I'm just like, they're not as bad as the last 4 Megas I've talked about, but they're still like, again, I'm not particularly impressed with the design philosophy, etc, etc. And Greninja is going to be starting us off in C rank. I think Mega Greninja had massive shoes to fill, because we had Ash Greninja pretty much in the Gen 6 anime / Gen 7 games, and I think Ash Greninja is just a better design form of Greninja. Now, I do like the black on Mega Greninja. I do like, I don't know, I think the mask is doing a bit too much, but I do like, overall, I think it's a cool mon. Like, I've never been a Greninja glazer like that. There's a lot of Pokemon fans that will glaze this mon to high heaven. It was voted the most popular Pokemon back in the Google 2020 sort of polls that Pokemon did for their anniversary and whatnot. So Greninja has sauce. I'll admit it, Greninja has sauce. But I've never been a Greninja glazer. Obviously, I like the design and whatnot, and I think Mega Greninja is not a bad design. I think it's actually pretty decent. But yeah, again, I just think Ash Greninja clears in every single way, and you know, that's just the reality of it, unfortunately. So yeah, placing Mega Greninja at number 21. At number 20, I'm honestly surprised Mega Victory Bell actually made it into the C ranks, but I think it's so goofy and shit that like I started liking it a little bit. Like, I don't really have many words to say about it. I did make a video guessing the stats, and I was so ridiculously close to the correct stats. It was insane. Like, I know how Game Freak can operate, and I'm actually a genius. I'm actually a 200 IQ genius. But either way, regardless of the stats, and we're not here to speak about the stats. Even though I guessed Mega Victory Bell stats almost perfectly. But yeah, this design is, again, I don't think it's crazy. I don't think it's good. It's frankly quite mid. And again, I hate using the word mid, but I think that's just the best word to use other than average. Like mid, average, whatever you want to say for any synonymous words with those two, just use it for Mega Victory Bell's design. But it's just, I don't know, it's endearing, sort of goofy. Like, the face is getting me right now, so I'm just like, I had to put some respect on Mega Victory Bell's name. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, is that number 20? It is higher than Greninja, because I think Mega Greninja again is let down by the fact that Ash Greninja clears it in design, and Mega Victory Bell like doesn't really have much comparison. Again, like, this was a Pokemon I doubt anyone was really expecting Mega Evolution for. And you know, I do like Victory Bell as an actual Pokemon. Again, you know, I have some bias towards using Victory Bell in a lot of the metas I've played in the past. So yeah, I will give its design a pass, essentially. Unlike for Mega Greninja, I cannot give that thing a pass. Making its way into number 19, we have Mega Dragonite, and I obviously made my Mega Dragonite video where I said the design was kind of arse and I didn't like it too much, but I think seeing its official render in the game does make it look a bit better for me, at least like compared to the 2D art. I think it's okay. Like, again, Mega Dragonite wasn't going to be this ferocious dragon, and I never had those expectations, and the people that did end up not liking it should have not had those expectations in the first place as well. But it just comes down to the fact that, I don't know, again, it's not as goofy as some of the other Megas we've gotten. Like, I think Mega Starmie is extremely goofy to the point of having a really bad design. Pyro was let down by the fact that they didn't take into account its gender differences. And Excadrill is also just very goofy. But I think Mega Dragonite is the good goofy, like, you know, sort of endearing goofy, like Dracovish and Arctovish, like those, that sort of goofy. So I'm gonna say, you know, again, I'll put some respect to Mega Dragonite's name. I won't end up speaking too much about it, because I kind of went through my qualms about the design in my Mega Dragonite video. Again, check that out, link will be in the description. But yeah, 19 I think is fair. Not a Mega I particularly like, but one that, you know, I'm starting from disliking it to being indifferent about it. Like, and eventually I might end up liking it a bit more, but otherwise it's just kind of average to me at this moment in time. So we got Mega Zygarde at number 18, and to be honest, I don't think anyone was expecting a Mega Zygarde. I think people knew Zygarde was gonna get a new form, like they already have enough forms. But yeah, Mega Zygarde definitely the most interesting looking form of the bunch, and arguably the worst looking one of the bunch. Because I think we should put some respect on Zygarde 10. You get me? But yeah, I don't really know the story implications XYZ get XYZ of you know, the situation of how this mon, you know, gets to its mega form. I heard that it's gonna turn into its complete form and mega evolve from there, which again, from a competitive standpoint, that just kind of sounds long. I'll be honest, I'm thinking about it from a battling perspective. So first you have to get it down to like 25 for powerful form to activate via power construct, and then you also will be able to mega evolve it. So it's moving like some Ultra Necrozma shit, except that Ultra Necrozma is a lot easier to get going compared to this guy. But yeah, the design is humanoid. Let's just say that, humanoid. Again, I don't really have much of an opinion on this yet. I don't outright hate it. Like, a lot of people are shitting on this already, which I won't necessarily blame you for. But at the same time, like, it's not egregiously bad Pokemon design, in my opinion. I think, like, I've always liked Zygarde as a Pokemon. I always think Zygarde has always had a pretty cool design. At least 50% form when Gen 6 came out, innit? Going into Terminus Cave, I remember those days, man. I was a little youth back then. But yeah, I think this is also one that might grow on me. But again, right now, I'm just hella indifferent to this. Like, I genuinely don't care about this design too much. Alright, Malamar makes its way to 17, and to be honest, this is just also another one I'm frankly indifferent to. Like, maybe it's because I don't really give a fuck about Malamar as an actual Pokemon, so I saw his Mega Evolution, I was like, it's not that goofy. Like, it's on the goofy meter, it's about like a 5.56, like, it could have been worse, and it actually kind of has like a sleekish ass design, so I have to appreciate the art that's gone into this. Like, I think the color scheme is very good for Malamar. I can give it some pros there. I do think it's kind of too skinny, but like, again, it's sort of like a squid, and it also reminds me of something that I'm not going to say on a YouTube, or else, you know, I'll get reported and my channel will get you know, flagged and shit. But yeah, it's okay. Like, I don't really care for this guy's design, I'll be honest, but it's not a bad Mega Evolution design. So number 16, we got Emboar, and you know, Emboar's second place for me in terms of the universe starter. Superior is obviously number 1, my favorite grass type of all time. Be on the lookout for that National Dex Mono type video, which I'm going to make on Superior eventually. You know, eventually, just keep your eyes out for that. Samurot's unfortunately last place, but I do think Hisui Samurott is probably better designed than Emboar. But we'll speak about Mega Emboar now. It's got a staff going on, and you know, I think we're getting to the stage now in the C ranks where I'm like, yeah, these designs, I'm starting to like them a little bit more. They're still a bit whatever to me, but like, we're getting to the stage where I don't outright dislike the designs. And Emboar, you know, I've always liked Emboar. I've been an Emboar defender since 2011. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't choose Emboar as my first starter in Black and White 1. It was obviously Superior, the GOAT. But, you know, Black and White 2, Emboar was my starter. So I have a bit of bias. I've always liked Emboar's design. And it's been shat on for, you know, about 13 years. No, 14 years, actually. Emboar's design has been ostracized. People have just said, oh, we didn't need a third firefighting. So I've always been on Emboar's side, and obviously he's not as cool as Blaziken and Infernape. I'll just be real, that's just not the case. But, you know, I think Emboar is the respectable Pokemon, and I think it's mega, you know, kind of highlights, you know, there's not much change. I'll be honest, there's not much change, but you're getting what you get. You get an Emboar, which is, you know, Mega Evolved. So, you know, I can't really complain, and I really like Emboar's design. So, you know, this one is definitely higher, and I put on a higher pedestal than, you know, the previous guys that I've been discussing for the last, you know, how many minutes. Alright, number 15, we got Mega Raichu Y, and, you know, I've always said this to people, you know, when X and Y came out, you know, you had the option of choosing X or Y. I obviously chose Pokemon X. I didn't even know Mega Charizard X and Y were at the time. I wasn't really in the elite culture back then. Again, I was a little youth, so I didn't really know about them things. But yeah, I'm happy I chose X because I got Mega Charizard X, the best designed Mega Evolution to this day. And you know, I just think anything X related just clears. Maybe not Mewtwo X versus Mewtwo Y, but you know, at least Mega Charizard X versus Mega Charizard Y. I think X clears Y every single day of the week. Monday to Sunday, 9 to 5, you might know how it is. And I think it's the same thing in terms of Raichu X versus Raichu Y. I think Raichu Y is definitely the worst looking one. I think they're quite decently relative, but I just think X looks a lot cooler than Y. And it's not because I'm an X person, but I just know that choosing Pokemon X when X and Y came out made you a G. It made you a top guy. It made you a very top guy. In terms of Raichu's design, I feel like it does decent. Like, it's okay, but yeah, I just really prefer X. But you know, again, it's not a bad design. I think Raichu definitely deserves some love, and yeah, I think having 2 Mega Evolutions is that love that it desperately deserved. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting to put Mega Floette Eternal at number 14, but I can't lie. Obviously, the base body of Floette is a Floette, and again, it's not a bad design Pokemon in the first place, but the flower actually has some source. I'll be honest, I was looking at some of these, you know, images here, and I'm like, yeah, this is the pretty cool Pokemon, I'm not gonna lie. I think finally that we get Mega Floette in action, I can't help but be happy about that, because, you know, we always knew about Mega Floette Eternal from the X and Y days, and the fact that they never released this Pokemon for whatever reason. We'll never actually know why Game Freak decided to do that and instead drop like Hoop and Volcanion. Of course, I don't hate those guys, but you know, X and Y had a lot of missed opportunities, missed out potential that you know, they didn't do because of Aurorus. Like, we could have gotten Zygarde forms in Gen 6, we could have had 1,000 Arrows, 1,000 Waves, we could have had Floette Eternal, this and that. But you know, enough time has passed, it's been 12 years, so you know, I can't really mold about it anymore. But yeah, Mega Floette is, you know, some you know, justice, to be honest, for the fact that we didn't have Mega Floette Eternal for 12 years. So yeah, I do like the design. It might be simple because this guy really doesn't change that much, but again, I just think I just like the design. So, you know, that's just how it is. You know, that's just how it is. Scolipede, Scolipede, Scolipede. You might be my favorite poison type of all time, but I think it's going to take me a while to get used to your Mega. I'll be honest. It's going to take me a while because I don't really get what's going on here. I don't really have a dex entry for why it's looking like this, and I don't think that particularly matters to me. I don't really care unless like it really like is relevant to the main point of the design. But which I do think the Mega Evolution Pokedex entries are, you know, alluding to their design choices, aka why they look like this in-game lore-wise. But yeah, I feel like it's Mega Excadrill, except obviously it doesn't look nearly half as goofy. I think the color scheme is sick. Green is my favorite color, and all of this going on, I cannot complain. I really cannot complain. So yeah, Scolipede, I think I'll get used to your design eventually, but so far you're at the top of C rank because I do believe you have the source like that. I just have to, you know, lock in and realize that you have the source like you always do. You're my favorite poison type of all time, so I know you're going to live up to my expectations sooner or later. Alright, coming in at number 12, I wasn't expecting for Barbaracle to actually be up here, but I think in terms of Mega Evolutions that, you know, have the most ambition and, like, you know, the most effort put into them, Mega Barbaracle is definitely in the top at least 5 or 3 in terms of most effort put into its Mega design. I don't know if it becomes more evil, but ever since I saw on Instagram that this guy is pulling the Frieza pose from Dragon Ball Z, I cannot unsee it. If you don't see it, you might just be a bit blind, but bro is pulling Prime Final Form Frieza on Namek, so I have to respect the grind. I have to respect the hustle of Mega Barbaracle. For Pokemon that, you know, people generally don't, you know, speak of when they say their favorite Pokemon, or, you know, this guy's always popping up in the conversation of worst designed Pokemon. Its Mega Evolution has redeemed, and I've never really hated Barbaracle's design. Like, the majority of Pokemon, either I like or I'm massively indifferent to. Like, I don't give a fuck. But you know, Barbaracle is definitely in that latter section of I don't give a fuck about it. But his Mega Evolution has some sauce. I can't lie, it has some sauce. It's moving like Frieza, so I can't really say anything about that. But yeah, number 12 I think is fair for Barbaracle, in my honest opinion. Alright, coming at number 11 is Scrafty, and you know, I wasn't actually expecting Scrafty to be that high. Like, I was really looking at some of these Mega Evolutions. At least I knew about Mega Scrafty before some of these other ones that were, you know, leaked before the game came out, and you know, I saw it and I was like, yeah, Scrafty just becomes a clan member. And if you guys don't know what a clan is, just type in clan with a K on Google and you'll find out sooner or later. But you know, clan inspirations withstanding, obviously he's not clan inspired, but you know, I'm gonna keep the bit here. You know, that design point withstanding, I think is a good design, to be honest. I do like the white. Like, it does actually look kind of cool. Like, I can't lie, Scrafty has the sauce, even though he's wearing a very suspicious looking hood. But yeah, I think the design is funny. Obviously it looks like he's a clan member, but yeah, number 11 is fair. Number 11 is fair. We finally made it into our top 10, so the rest of these Megas are actually, you know, designs I can actually respect, to be honest. And Mega Raichu X is going to be starting us off. I think this one has a lot more sauce than its Y version, and you know, I feel like there's a lot more going on. I like the colors, the tail. Like, obviously the whole design just looks like an X, if you guys could not tell. But you know, I just think that this design is actually pretty cool. Like, like, maybe Raichu did not need 2 Mega Evolutions, or obviously if you only got 1, I'm obviously choosing the X design 10 out of 10 times. I'll be so real. But yeah, I think this is a really solid design. I like the colors. I like how ferocious Raichu is looking. Like, Raichu's ready to, you know, throw hands with the people that always hated Raichu, or, you know, made fun of Raichu for, you know, always being in Pikachu's shadow, which, you know, it can't help. Pikachu's the mascot of the entire franchise. Like, what can Raichu really do to usurp Pikachu's position as you know, being the mascot of the franchise? It cannot do that. And, you know, Raichu is literally just known as the one that Pikachu evolves into. And most of the time, especially in the anime, Pikachu was not evolving into Raichu like that. So yeah, right, Raichu is getting its get back, and you know, it's looking ready for its get back. So you know, I have to respect the design. Now I'll be honest, yeah, Mega Skarmory makes it to number 9 on my list, but I'm seeing some slander on this guy's name. Like, I'm sorry, but this actually looks cool. I mean, Skarmory has always been a sick mon. I've always respected it. And, you know, that's no in part thanks to shout out Super Skarmory, man. That was the OG guy, man. The real ones remember Super Skarmory, man, from back in the day. That guy started off my YouTube usage, bro. Back in 2007, 2008. We were there with the Super Mario 64 DS walkthroughs. We were there for Chrono Trigger, which, you know, it's sad to think that that was like one of his last like walkthroughs that he did on his channel. I mean, he's still around, but he rebranded. But either way, this is not a Super Skarmory nostalgia video. But shout out to that guy. Let me know down below if you guys remember Super Skarmory like that. But a lot of you are Zoomers, so probably don't even know who the hell I'm talking about. But I was gonna say Super Skarmory. This might as well just be a Super Skarmory, bro. Like, bro unlocked the star from Mario and became gold. So what can I really say? Bro used the Chaos Emeralds and became Super Skarmory. But yeah, Mega Skarmory is very. I like the design. I feel like this the feet is kind of whatever to me, but I like the color scheme, and you know, it's just Skarmory. Like, what can I really say? Like, Skarmory has always had source in his design, and his Mega Evolution has like, I'm really deep in it. Skarmory, a Pokemon that was exclusive to Pokemon Silver and Soul Silver, its Mega Evolution is now gold. This is the sort of design philosophy, this is the sort of references, this is the sort of thing we needed in some of these other Mega Evolutions, but I guess they ran out of source, or there's some real ones on the design team who clearly know what they're doing. There's no other way around it. Alright, we got Mega Meganium at number 8, and to be honest, like, I feel like this is on point. This is like what we were literally expecting out of a Grass Fairy Mega Meganium. I think there's not much you could really do with the design that would make it feel fairy-like, and also just like freaking change the entire, like, you know, execution, the complete design of Meganium. I think this is good for what we got, and I know a lot of people are hating, but looking at all the starters, well, to be fair, we're going to speak about Chestnut later, of course. I haven't obviously mentioned Chestnut yet, so it's obviously up there. But wait, what were the other starters again in this game? Mega Embo. Yeah, no, Chestnut's not even part of the actual starters for Legends ZA. We got Meganium, we got Feraligatr, we all know how that one went, and you know, Mega Embo. And Meganium is definitely at the top. It actually for the first time made me consider choosing Meganium for a playthrough, so if I actually end up getting the game, so that would be really funny to see me choosing Meganium, because I'm telling you now, I'm gonna have a much better time than in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, even OG Gold and Silver and Crystal. So you know, there's something there. But yeah, I think the design is fine. I think that I like the design, and I think it's on point for what really Mega Meganium should look like. I do have this point of comparison with the Insurgents Mega Meganium. Let me know down below which design you think is, but I think for the Grass Fairy, I think our official guys might have gotten a dub over the Insurgents devs, might have gotten a dub over the fans. So well done for that. I'm impressed. I'm honestly impressed that you made an official Mega Evolution look better than a fan made one. That's all I'm gonna say. If you guys disagree, let me know. But that's my honest opinions on it. And finally, rounding up our B rank Pokemon, we got Mega Hawlucha. And to be honest, Hawlucha could have made it into A rank. I do like the design, but I feel like all the ones that I put in A rank are just kinda a bit of cut above Hawlucha, which is to say that the A rank Mega Evolutions have really solid designs. And especially like the S rank megas that I'm going to be talking about. But Hawlucha could have definitely made it into the A rank. I do like the design. It definitely came out left field. I remember the announcement trailer came out and people saw Hawlucha and they're like, yeah, this guy is 100% getting a mega. And we got it, and you know, it actually is good. Like, this is good design. I'm so happy to, you know, be able to finally talk about Mega Evolutions with good designs. So yeah, Mega Hawlucha definitely makes it into our number 7 slot. Okay guys, coming in at number 6, we got Mega Froslass, and we're finally starting off our A-rank megas. These are the megas that I believe just have good designs in general, and I do really like the designs. So Mega Froslass, a bit on the simple side, but I think it just captures Frostlass's elegance as a Pokemon in general, even more than his base form. Like, I've been seeing some of this concept, like, if you're seeing this concept art right now, might have to zoom out slightly on this page. I don't know why it does this. I would open it up, but yeah, either way, like, the design is just really solid. I really do enjoy it. And here's another comparison: whether the Insurgents Mega Evolution did it better than the official one. I'm also inclined to say that I might enjoy the official Mega more than the Insurgents one. So again, well done for Game Freak. They can actually still design good Mega Evolution designs. But either way, yeah, Mega Frostlass is pretty cool. I do think like the eyes are very piercing. Like, I do like the way it looks, and it's just great. And again, this is a female only Pokemon, so you know it really leans into more of that feminine design. And yeah, nah, Mega Frostlass, this is some sauce, bro. This is sauce, man. Like this is sauce. This is definitely a Mega I would try and get if I'm gonna get the game 100%. Please, 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 if you're a Mega Phalanx hater, if you're a Mega Phalanx hater, please come out of hiding so I know who you are, because I will not trust you with anything in my life. Mega Phalanx makes it into the top 5, which I didn't actually think it would be capable of doing, but this is just cool. this is actually just really cool. Phalanx, again, this is a Pokemon I've always liked. Again, it's a more recent Pokemon. It's from Gen 8, so you know I've only had like 6 years. Damn, Gen 8 was really 6 years ago. Fucking hell. I've only had 6 years to really become accustomed to Phalanx, but out of the Gen 8 mons, Phalanx is definitely one of the standout picks, because you know it's 6 Pokemon in one. And now Phalanx has decided to become a Power Ranger Megazord sort of thing. And I think it's really cool. Again, nothing too crazy. Like, this is basically just Phalanx, but you know, I just shifted around its bodies a little bit, and now they're standing tall. I don't really know how fast this thing moves, and you know, you take out that middle guy who looks like he's, you know, struggling to live at this point because he's lifting the Captain Phalanx. But you know, this is a really cool design. I really like this guy, and you know, if you hate Mega Phalanx, I'm going to come after you. Again, like, keep that in mind. This Pokemon is cool. Cool. At number 4, are we at number? No, we're at number. Did I actually flop the count? I think I flopped the count. Either way, numbers will be at the side anyway. But so no, Phalanx was top 5. Yeah. So this is number 4. Yeah, number 4, Chestnut. You know, I'm not gonna lie, base Chestnut is probably one of the goofiest looking starters. Like, I've never fucked with Chestnut. That guy's a lame, bro. Base Chestnut is a lame. But this guy has aura. Mega Chestnut has aura. All of the Kalos starters, I think I was really impressed with Chestnut, and obviously we'll be speaking about Delphox soon. But you know, Greninja, I just was like, it's just worse, Ash Greninja. But when I saw Chestnut, I was like, damn, they stopped Chestnut from being a lame. Like, Chestnut was no longer a lame. Like, this is a guy with some sauce, and you know, I'm impressed with how cool they made Chestnut look. And I didn't think that was possible. Like, I always thought Chestnut was always just going to be a loser. But yeah, I do fuck with this design heavily. Bruh, Mega Drampa, number 3, the 3rd best Mega Evolution introduced in this game so far. Bro is moving like Prime Kaido. And if you man don't know who Kaido is, just type in Kaido on Google and then you'll find out. But yeah, nah, Mega Drampa, they said bro got its youth back and was suddenly like, yeah, I'm gonna have some sauce now. Like, nah, this is Prime Drampa, guys. This is a Pokemon that, you know, is basically born old. Imagine trying to breed Drampa because it's in the Dragon Egg group. You get a level 1 Drampa. Bro comes out of the womb old, bro. And now you're just like, yeah, Drampa got his youth back. And I'm like, yeah, nah. Drampa ain't playing around, bro. He's on smoke. This guy is prepared to kill all the ops, bro. Nah, he's seen the other dragon types. He's seen, like, how dragon types have gone in the last, like, how many generations, and he's like, nah, look at all these lames, bro. Let me come back. Let me teach some of these young ones how a real dragon is. And this is a real dragon, motherfucker. Like, nah, Mega Drampa is up there 100%. Like, again, I've liked Drampa as a Pokemon, like, design, not really design wise, but competitive wise. Like, in the lower tiers, especially like Gen 7 PU, Drampa was a menace and a half. And like, I'm just like, I even forgot the stat spread on this guy, but just know this guy, again, is going to be dropping Dracos and he's going to claim some lives. Like he has that YN sort of look, bro. He has that sort of he's a D1 crash out. He's like, I'm not old anymore, so y'all are going to get the smoke. And he has the smoke on his tail, so he's prepared 100%. So we finally reached our S rank megas. These are the megas that just have the sauce. Like these megas, there's nothing bad about them. There's zero design flaws. These are the guys that Game Freak really let out the oven. They really let these Mega Evolutions cook, and coming in at number 2, just missing out on the number 1 spot, is Mega Chandelure. Now Chandelure has always been one of my favorite ghost types. Again, like I'm of the you know, opinion that Haunter is my favorite ghost type. There's not much I can do about that. I've always just fucked with Haunter. But Chandelure is definitely in top 10 and like probably top 5 if I really had to think about it for a little bit. But you know, Mega Chandelure, this just has sauce. There's nothing else I can really say that will convince you guys that this one has sauce. You either believe it has no sauce or you just think it's mid. But this is one of the best Mega Evolutions we're getting out of this game so far, and I'm not going to listen to any disagreements about that. I just believe this is to be the case. Like, Mega Chandelure is definitely up there. And in terms of our number 1, well, it just narrowly misses out. I mean, Mega Chandelure just narrowly gets beaten by our number 1 pick. And if you guys haven't guessed it, it's Mega. You all don't know what it means to me to see Delphox winning. You guys will never know. You don't know the pain unless you chose Delphox as your starter in X and Y. You don't know the pain of people shitting on Delphox. Now, I'm not going to act like I'm a Delphox glazer. Again, I look back at Gen 6 in hindsight as a gen that was just missed potential the generation. But at the same time, Gen 6 had some really good designs, and again, Delphox on its own is a decent ass Pokemon, but at the same time, people chose fucking Chestnut over Delphox, bro. Like, obviously you had the Greninja Glazers, which, you know, were always going to be there, and they chose Greninja without a second thought. But as a guy growing up with this franchise, and you know, basically just choosing the grass and fire starters. Like, I didn't choose a water starter until Aura, bro, and that was in 2014, and that point was 6 gens in. So, you know, I was never really choosing the water starter. Again, Froakie didn't really come out to me. Fennekin did. You know, you watch a January 2013 Pokemon Direct that announced X and Y. I see Fennekin, I was like, this guy has sauce. And it evolves into Delphox. I'm like, Delphox is I. Like, Delphox is I. But then the announcement came out for the Kalos starters Mega Evolutions, and I was like, Delphox, bro, I fell in love with the design. I was like, finally us Delphox fans are feeling vindicated, because Greninja is not the best designed Mega Evolution out of the Kalos starters, it's the worst. So going from having the best Kalos starter to the one that people are saying is either second or third, because there'll be some people that defend Chestnut, I won't cap about that, but having this Mega Evolution means so much, because I'm like, the design is really good. I love Mega Delphox. I think there's the color scheme is great, the concept is great. Like, it just has sauce. It just has sauce. There's not much else I can really say, man. And I'm getting happy about this because, again, Delphox fans, we've been getting shat on by the Greninja Glazers, and I'm just like, for once in your life, the Greninja Glazers, they can't really glaze their Mega, because if you really deep it, it's just worse Ash Greninja. I'm sorry, it just is. Like, Ash Greninja was the Mega Greninja we didn't get, and it took I don't even, it also means so much to me, the fact that, you know, we had Mega Evolutions introduced in Generation 6, yet the starters of that said generation didn't get Mega Evolutions, and it took 12 years for that to happen. And I'm happy that Mega Delphox is the best looking Mega Evolution coming out of this game. And I want to thank you guys for watching this video, staying through me, like, just, oh god, it was a great time talking about these guys. Well, at least the good ones. The awful ones, I had no fun talking about those guys. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.